Now, hello everyone. I'm Gabriela Chang, CSO and co-founder of EthiHub, and I am very happy to be here in Paris again to share about one of my favorite topics, Web3 for real stuff. So let's start talking about real-world assets. There may not be a consensus on what real-world assets are, but I think after the pandemics, no one disagrees. Healthy food, clean water, and fresh air are some of the world's most valuable assets. So using blockchain to secure them is paramount. Sometimes, with the sheer excitement of new tools, we forget about their purpose and we just play. They say that's because mammals learn by playing. But after the sheer excitement and joy of CryptoKitties, Bored Apes, meme coins, I think it's about time to go back to the basics, to blockchain's initial promise to enable a financial system where no one is left excluded. Remember King Midas? We cannot eat, drink, or breathe money. Money is just a vehicle for well-being. And the current system is excluding almost 2 billion people from this well-being. That hurts everybody on the planet, because that's a lot of human beings living in scarcity in some of the most vulnerable and greenest areas of the planet. Because 70% of the unbanked are smallholder farmers producing 1/3 of the world's food. We are killing the golden egg hens, the system, because 1.2 billion farmers are trapped in the poverty cycle despite having productive activities. A lot of people think banks don't lend them because they are poor, but reality is the opposite way. They remain poor because they are unable to access the financial system. So their only source of working capital is the small cash loans they get from shark loans, often paying more than 100% interest for this little money and conditioned to pay it back with the harvest at low prices. Some European banks working in Latin America give money even with higher rates than 100%. Actually, it is 142%, and that's legal. But farmers are not eligible because most microfinance institutions need you to pay them every week or every month. And if you have a long year cycle, you cannot do it because you have only one window of liquidity in the year. And that doesn't make sense because, for example, coffee, which is one of the most traded commodities in the world, 80% of the global production of coffee is in the hands of small farmers with only 2 hectares of land. This is a huge problem, but also a huge opportunity, a business opportunity, because the global financial need, it's almost $1 trillion. And they are very good payers, even if there's no record to prove it. So evidently, there's interest into addressing the unbanked markets. But the current fintech approach is based on data to create credit scoring or assets to act as collateral. But millions of small farmers don't have Wi-Fi, so they don't have collateral. And their tiny lands are of no commercial interest because they are in the middle of nowhere. That's why EthiHub designed a third way. We call it crowd collateral, and it's built on Web3 to act as a tokenized blended finance to back the loans of these farmers. Sorry. So, sorry. To back the loans, so they are backed by a new world asset. It's called reputation. So the perception of risk, the default rate for farmers is less than 1%, but people doesn't know it. So because the perception of risk is way higher than the actual risk, we built 2 complementary platforms. In one, the lenders can invest into the farmers to finance their productive activities and exports because the stakers provide them comfort by backing the loans with the token. So this is yield farmers backing actual farmers. The key is to create the proper incentives for the benefit all the stakeholders. We created a global community that benefits from interacting. And here it's very important to think of that blockchain is not a mere front end to do things more efficiently, more transparent. No, this is the opportunity to build a whole new back end where the value of social, economic, and environmental impact is represented in ways that were impossible before. How it works? There's a lending pool to finance the cooperative of farmers that have been selected, and there is a compensation system that kicks in case of default. It works. We are very proud to say that it's been working for 5 years, and we have less than 1% default, and even this small default is covered by the compensation system. This means 100% of the lenders have recovered their principal plus the interest. So we have recognized and grounded tokenomics because we have provided collateral for under-collateralized loans by providing 3 sources of capital. 4% for every loan, 40% from originators and auditors, and 60% from the community. But this, as I said, this is a very sturdy system to cover from default. But what happens when farmers are good payers? This is the bright side of our tokenomics, because this is the positive side. The farmers get access to higher line of credits without increasing the collateral, because now it is fed by their reputation. So these are our tokenomics. From 100 millions that were created, 50% is locked in the compensation system reserve, because the main utility of our token is to serve as collateral for the loans of the farmers. Then 5% was sold to build the platform. The companies and the teams are vested long term, and the remaining 25% is inflation to promote the behaviors for the platform, to reward the stakers, and so. The ethics is the cornerstone of our system, because a trustworthy platform attracts investors. The bigger the volume of interactions, the more demand for the token to be locked in the compensation system. So it makes the platform more secure, and it completes. We are very proud of being part of building a collective ecosystem where all the participants add value to it. It's a collaborative system, and we need to put together our efforts and make business together in order to move forward. We have recognized, as I say, tokenomics and the impact we've done. If it sounds too good to be true, we have lots of awards and recognitions about our triple impact and the tokenomics. INATBA, which is the global entity of blockchain that advises the European Union, recently awarded us Best Regenerative Finance Project. And Heifer International, which is one of the biggest NGO working on alleviating poverty through agriculture, just signing out a partnership with us. We are very proud and happy to be part of the ReFi community, because we think we need to do efforts together to move forward and solve some of the world's most pressing problems. We focus on Web3 for impact, because, as I said at the beginning, there is a pressing urgency to solve these problems. And I will, this represents the difference between 2 types of agriculture, 2 ways of relating to nature. In this one, you can see coffee production, intensive coffee production in Brazil, where they have the privilege of having flatlands in the high altitude, so it can be automated and produce coffee with intensive use of pesticides and fertilizers. But this is a green desert. There's no biodiversity, it's bare soil. So the other picture, I took it myself, that's shade-grown coffee, where coffee trees are sheltered under the canopy of taller trees that shelter biodiversity, water retention, and climate resilience, because agriculture is key for climate change. What kind of coffee would you like to drink? Sorry. But financial inclusion is only part of the fair system we're building, because the farmers are also excluded from carbon credit markets and certifications, because they are too small, because the system is not built to address the small scale. So we are looking for partners to come together to better solutions, to incorporate this, and to create new forms of value. It is said that what backs money is considered valuable. So we need to leverage on blockchain to get new representations of the value produced by the farmers, like if they were able to get a decent living out of the lands and the services they provide to the planet, they wouldn't migrate, they wouldn't need to migrate to the United States or to Europe. So, we invite you to join us and to keep building a new economic system and to consider, as I was saying, the other forms of value like tokenizing crops, social impact, or biodiversity. We need to join and collaborate. Web2, it's about competitors. Web3, it's about collaborations. We've been solving real-world problems almost bare hands. So now we want to count on you. So please scan this and keep on this conversation. It has never been so easy to generate so much impact together. Thank you very much.
We have just time for one quick question.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me just give you the mic so they can hear.
Hi, thanks for the talk. What's the default rate of the loans?
In our platform, less than 1%. Actually, 0.7, and as they say in blockchain, don't trust, verify. You can check our token has behaved, even in bear market, has behaved even better than most of them.
Thanks. And what's the total amount of loans?
Right now, the outstanding debt is almost 1,300,000. The accumulated, it's more than 3.5 millions, with more than 600 families benefited from it in 6 countries now. And we are looking for partnerships to expand. We are talking with grassroots economics to go to Kenya, for example. We are focused on Latin America. For now, it's Mexico, Brazil, Honduras, Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru. But the problem is worldwide. It's Southeast Asia, Africa, and Latin America.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.